Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The day has arrived. A lot of stuff to talk about. We are back with another episode in Between the Sticks podcast. Kale here, co-hosting alongside, as always, Austin and Drew. And the day has arrived that we all anticipated, but didn't know when that would happen. Brian Callahan has been fired as of yesterday morning. So kind of going to hit some instant reactions with that, see where we're going to be at for the future for this week. Obviously, this is a pretty wild week for all of that to happen, considering the coach that he replaced is going to be here in Nashville this weekend to play against us. So here we are, 6 weeks into the season, down a head coach with a rookie quarterback with a lot of potential that seems to be regressing. We're in a bad spot. And so I kind of just want to start by getting your instant reactions to this firing. Now, I will say I don't think I'm surprised by it because like they said, their reasoning was we haven't seen growth. We wanted Callahan in here. We wanted to give him another chance after last season with a new quarterback to at least show that this team has grown a little bit, progressed in some areas. And unfortunately, it looks like the only place that we've progressed is special teams, and Callahan doesn't really have much to do with that aside from firing his buddy and hiring Bones. So that's where we're at. I mean, my initial thoughts are I'm glad that he's gone. It's an interesting thing to say. Here's the thing. It's a stipulation. I'm glad that he's gone if you can finally figure it out.
Yeah, that's the big if, right? So that's what I was about to say. I was about to say immediately.
There's no point to this if you still don't fix it, and I personally think there is potentially a more important issue that's not the head coach, and we can talk about that too. But that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, a few things. I feel bad for Will Levis. He caught so much crap last season from Titans fans, and he wasn't the problem. He wasn't the problem. I mean, the offense was not clicking last year. It's looking worse this year with supposed to be a better roster, than what we were working with last year. And, I mean, I don't know. I feel bad for Will Levis, first off. I'll get that off the table. I feel bad for Cam Ward.
I don't feel bad for him at all.
I feel bad for Cam Ward. I feel bad for Will Levis. I feel bad for Cam Ward because I think that it was a mistake by this management team that, they kind of cleaned house last season. Rand Carthon's gone. And I think that if you were going to just completely clean house anyway, you should have just, if you already had the doubts and the thoughts of letting Callahan go anyway, which they did, you should have just went ahead and let him go last year. Go ahead and let Borgonzi get his guy in the building. Because what I'm so sick and tired of with this franchise is this stupid cycle that we're in of we're going to fire the GM, then fire the coach, fire the GM, then fire the coach. Oh, we're going to make a change and, get a new director of operations guy. It's got to stop at some point. And like Kel said, am I happy that Callahan was fired? Like, I'm not happy because we still got to find the guy. Like, we still have to find, like, am I glad that he's gone because he was just not a good coach? Yes. But none of this brings good unless you find the right guy to replace him. If you don't find the right guy, it's all for nothing.
To piggyback off of your point, look how hard it is to find the right guy. How many freaking years have we been searching for this? First of all, when the Titans first moved here, we had Jeff Fisher. We had those first couple years where we were really good, and then Jeff Fisher became the guy that couldn't do anything but go 8-8. And so we were just tired and we wanted to move on because we couldn't get back to where we wanted to be. And then we go through a string of, and it feels like we're repeating this cycle again, Ken Wisenhunt, I don't even know them all in order. Munchak, Malarkey, all this terrible, mediocre football. And Wisenhunt was probably the worst of that. And then like Marcus's first year, I think we went like 2-14. And then after that, we started going like 9-7 again. And Vrabel, as much as people don't want to hear this, has been our best coach since we went to the Super Bowl. And it's not close. And we should have went to another Super Bowl with Vrabel. Yeah. I'm not saying that I completely disagree with firing Vrabel, because I think Vrabel had his issues as well. But this is not about Vrabel because we're 2 or 3 years removed from that now, and we're in a worse place than when he left. And that is the reason for it. That's why I can agree that you move on from him. But like Austin said, what is the point of moving on from one person at a time? Like, the GM and the head coach are supposed to be in lockstep, and the owner, but more so the GM and the head coach that are really controlling things. Which that's a whole nother conversation because it feels like Amy doesn't want to be seen unless something good happens, and Chad is taking the blame for everything. And maybe it is his fault, maybe it's not, but he looks like the acting GM or the acting owner right now.
I mean, he is. He's
exactly.
the director. He's the
literally
director of
said that.
football operations. He is the
Last night.
He is the guy.
Shout out PK, and I don't normally do this because I don't really like Paul Kaharski, but he asked the hard questions. And last night he said, "Well, where's Amy at?" And they were like, "Well, she's at home." He said, "Well, why is she not here?" And they said, "Because I'm here in
her place,
place of her."
Yeah, I'm in her place, something like that. Yeah.
I'm here representing her.
That's what it was, representing her.
So, it's just a frustrating time. And so, yes, what I am positive about is that I think Borgonzi is the right guy in the GM spot. And so hopefully him being able to steer this ship along with Chad, it sounds like, to find a coach, we're able to do that. But, for now, we're going to have Mike McCoy, senior offensive assistant, step up. And that's where we're at. But, Drew, I don't know if you want to hit anything, just instant reaction here.
I mean, obviously, it's no surprise that this just happened. Last year,
just a bad football team.
Yeah, so. And last year you can put the blame on Levis, whatever, and then this year it showed that Callie just sucks as a head coach. Yep. I mean, his game management's horrible. Our game plan going into games is terrible. I mean, you just had Cam Ward throw for 100-something yards in a quarter last week, and then we come out our first series 3 straight basically. Runs. Mm-hmm. We did 3 straight runs against the Raiders defense that is a bottom 6 defense in the league, and we couldn't even get a first down.
They give up 29 points a game, by the way.
And we're
just the game planning
coaches
is horrible.
And offensive minds game plan, probably, we hear about a script. They script probably their first drive or two of the game, first 15 plays that they want to roll out, they feel good about, we're going to get the ball moving. I think the only points that we've scored in the first quarter this year have come off of 1 or 2 field goals. That's it.
I mean, I think I saw it. I think we've scored the least amount of points through the first 6 weeks of the season by a team since 1985.
I saw that too. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
It's 83, by the way. 83 points.
And you could put the blame on Callahan for sure. But and to bring back to Kel's point about Amy Adams Strunk, I mean, I saw this and I liked it just for our next episode. And here we are. But it says Amy Adams Strunk is now on her 5th head coach and 4th GM in 11 seasons that she's had the team in ownership. That's terrible. I mean, that is, you want to talk about rollover. And then it said outside the Derrick Henry era, Strunk's franchise is 7-32 under her ownership. And it said without the $440 million shared by the NFL revenue, the Titans operate at a deficit of negative $351 million a season.
Golly. I think.
I mean, look at Irsay's daughter, dude. She's on the sideline with a headset on, wanting to know what the plays sound like. That way she knows what's going on. And our owner can't even be in the freaking building when we fire the head coach.
Should we reiterate their record as well? Because it's the opposite of ours.
Yeah, which was a major shock. But I'll go back to that, Drew. I will say something, is that with Amy, it's not necessarily that she's too emotional. I think the problem with her is she is not okay with being bad for a year or two to try to figure things out before you can come out on the bright side. If that makes sense.
She's just not involved, bro.
She is not involved. What it is. But also, you have to understand that the NFL works in windows. Right now, we're not in a competing window. We can be if we found the quarterback potentially. We think we have. And this season was supposed to be a find out season. Find out if Cam Ward's the guy, because if he was the guy, then it's just mass fill around him, as quick as possible, to be in that Super Bowl window. And unfortunately for us as Titans fans and for Cam Ward, we haven't seen anything productive this season, except for the fact that Callahan stinks. This whole team stinks, except for the defense. Donardo Wilson and Fassel on special teams have been good, but man, it's bad. But Amy Adams just refuses to let us go through a proper rebuild. She said it last year before we fired Rand. We're dedicated to this the term multi kept being thrown around, and then we fired him after one off season. And it's you can't catch a break because she won't give it time. What, are we going to have another bad season next year with another bad roster and a first-year head coach potentially if we go get Joe Brady? And then she says, you know what, Bergonzi, you had 2 years. You haven't been good. We'll see you. And fire him too. And then we're stuck in the same cycle we can't get away from, like the freaking Panthers and the Browns who just
if anything, and shout, I'll do this because Kel did it, and I normally don't do it because I don't like listening to him. But I saw a Jared Stillman TikTok come across my feed from him talking about this press conference last night. And he was right that, he said, you look up there at that press conference, you saw 2 guys, one of them being Brinker, that looked like he's scared out of his boots because he knows he's next.
Yep.
That he's next up to get chopped.
Yep.
If something goes wrong, because like you said, we just brought in Borgonzi. He's not going to go anywhere.
I hope
Yeah,
not.
I
I
hope
hope
not.
not.
Even need to be there.
His first
He just drafted an
draft
amazing
class.
draft.
Yeah, his first draft class turns out to be really good.
They're the only ones doing anything positive on our team.
Yeah, which is bad.
Yeah,
That's
so
not good.
Jeff.
I think he's fine. And then Borgonzi honestly looked like he didn't even want to be there yesterday.
There's no point for him to be there. He said like 12.
Well, also,
Yeah, and the whole thing is, I'm just going to echo a couple things Brinker said there. Like,
no, look, we have made it very clear that Chad Brinker is the head of the snake. And so he's going to catch crap. He's going to catch the good stuff. He's going to catch the bad stuff because that's the position that they and he have put himself in.
Also, do you want to know why Berganti was so chill? Because he's not the one that made the decision to keep Callahan. I'm telling you, I know Berganti got in here in the offseason and said, I want him gone. Yes.
He's over the players and the roster. And look where that's at right now. Rookie-wise, I'd say he's done a pretty good job.
You got to remember, man, at the beginning of the season last year, or about to start the season last year when we hired Callahan, that's all that's all Brinker and them talked about. Oh, we knocked it out the park with hiring Brian Callahan.
Dude,
it's sickening. It's sickening hearing that.
Burke Nihill on 104.5 on Buck's show today, and it was bad. Like Burke Nihill was like, I think he said that verbatim. He was like, we knocked the Callahan pick out of the park. I'm like, dog, you made it through 6 games. Maybe we want to pump the brakes on saying something like that before he gets out there.
Yeah,
because I don't think Callie necessarily as a schematic coach is bad. I just think you saw his game management be absolutely terrible. And let's be honest, he didn't have the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And that's when you fire head coaches, when you lose the locker room. And when that happens,
that's why there's lack of discipline. There's lack of this. There's lack of that. There's a reason why special teams is the best part of our team.
Brother, Jeffrey Simmons already got his Cancun visit booked. It's booked. Him and Cam are going to Cancun, dude. They already know.
Jeffrey Simmons probably going to get him a defensive award, and then he's out.
Yeah,
he's gonna get Pro Bowl, hopefully.
He should be all pro.
I mean, he might be defensive player of the year at this point with the way he's playing.
He's literally Aaron Donald.
He won't because he's on
right
the Titans.
Because we're not going to win, but he's playing at an Aaron Donald level right now where they're doubling,
and we're
wasting
it.
Doesn't matter.
We're wasting it. Just like Derrick Henry,
and then
we wasted it.
I saw. Did I see where they said Femi went to IR today?
Yeah, Femi's on IR.
Some kind of fracture. We expect him to be back, but he's on IR.
It's not like he was on the field anyway.
Well, it does stink because last week was his best game. He actually looked like he was doing something. Finally.
Well, and it's all about progressing. Remember, he's a product, right? He's a project, not a product. He's a project of we knew he wasn't going to be polished. We knew it was going to take a year or two for him to get stuff figured out before we would start seeing real results, and it sucks that he's going to miss more time. So.
I mean, like at this point, bro, I've been seeing trade talks come up. Somehow teams are calling us about Arden Key. I don't know who in the world is doing that, but
I'll take anything for him.
I mean, if we can get a 5th or a 6th for him, send him off.
Shoot, I'll fly the plane.
Honestly,
I'll take a course
we've been taking calls potentially on like McCreary, for example. I've seen people calling about him.
Dude, I hope not. Dude, McCreary has been. Man, here's the thing. This is what we go back.
Why would you do that though? Maybe for more capital, but we're already depleted.
We already have capital.
We just gave Brownlee away.
Here's the thing. This goes back to how we got in this. If we start trading away players like that, we're going to get back into the same boat that we were in post Vrabel, and it's just we don't have a lot of talent, and it's because our roster retention was bad. So you retain players like McCreary, who's young.
Our draft was terrible.
Like McCreary was young. He's young. He's just getting off his rookie contract. You're not going to have to overpay for him, but he's a good player. You re-sign people like that. You know what I mean?
That's Borgonzi's whole thing, right? I think it's like draft, develop, and retain. That's what we want to do. Or at the very least, the players that you can't retain financially, they go somewhere else and they get themselves a big contract because we've developed them. That's worst case scenario, but that's still a good scenario.
And you get comp picks.
Exactly. That's the whole point. That's
what these good you get comp picks if you don't sign more free agents than you lost.
Yeah, and that's where
by God, we haven't done that in about 4 years.
That's because our roster retention of good players is bad.
And I know that it's not completely fair, but it's the best comparison we have to make right now, and that is Dan Campbell and the Lions. Now, I'm not saying we can just be good.
Where is this going? Where's this going?
This is what I'm saying, though. I think that's the blueprint. Dan Campbell's team was not good that first year that he was there. And now they're perennial, I don't want to say Super Bowl contenders yet because they have yet to prove that in the playoffs. But they're right there. I mean, they're good enough to beat anybody in the NFL. and they're coached well. They're disciplined. They lost both of their coordinators and still look like one of the best teams in the league. Is because they're starting to retain. But it all starts with the GM and the head coach being.
It starts with an owner that will spend money.
Exactly, and it starts with them being in the right headspace together, working together, which is what we always like to use. But it sounds like we haven't worked together since before Vrabel. So I don't know what's up with all that. They're always like, what's the word they use? Collaboration. I'm like, boy, we hadn't collaborated in 6 or 7 years. Can we start, please? You guys talk about it, but we're not doing anything. And so, but look at the drafts that they've had. Amon-Ra, we passed on him and traded up for Des Fitzpatrick, just so y'all are aware.
Years of bad drafts
they've had. They switched and went from Stafford to Goff, which ended up working out really well for them. That was kind of a win-win because the Rams, it worked out for them as well. But anyway,
I mean, that's if you really want to know what turned the lines around was that Goff came over there and actually played
Goff
out of his
had a
mind.
Chip on his shoulder, and he's playing like a really good quarterback.
Well, and they hit draft picks too, man. Like, look at their team,
absolutely.
man.
Jahmyr Gibbs,
Aiden Hutchinson,
Jameson
Brian
Williams,
Branch, like
Aiden
Sam
Hutchinson.
Laporta, like Penei
Go
Sewell.
down the list.
Literally everybody on that. Like, you cannot buy wins in this league. You have to draft them. Look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are even an even better example. People called them crazy for drafting Patrick Mahomes when they traded up for him. I mean,
the Bills handed them Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. But you draft really good players, but you got to retain the talent. You have to keep them once you draft them and develop them, or at least like keep the majority of them. We were just letting everybody go. I mean, you know, I don't know. The team's just bad. The team's just really
the
bad.
roster is one thing, but here's the deal, and this is what we should focus on for the rest of this. I know we wanted it to be a shorter episode, but here's the thing. This is about your head coach right now, and it's about your organization, where you're at with your GM, with your owner, and with your currently with your interim head coach, who had a press conference today. And I mean, you know, he said all the right things, but he has head coaching experience. That's why he's the guy to help us hopefully not fall apart completely, because, I mean, we basically already have, so I don't think that'll be too hard. But you got to instill just a little bit of confidence and a little bit of fight, which typically happens when you get an interim head coach. You know, we joked around before we started this episode that, you know, Vrabel's going to come in here and, you know, drag us through the mud, which is very possible. However, there always is this like weird energy when you have an interim. And so maybe we come out and we show some fight. I mean, obviously Callahan didn't have the locker room. So if this new guy gets the locker room pretty quick and we come out there and execute, you never know what's going to happen. But that's what I think people are curious about now, is just the future. What does the rest of the season look like with a Mike McCoy at the helm? And then what is it that we need to start looking for? And some names, because obviously we're already hearing them. We're going to be hearing them all season. Who are going to be those guys that we're going after once the season's done?
I'll pause you for a second. I just wouldn't really say that he didn't have the locker room. I mean, the way the team celebrated with him after that Cardinals win told me that they at least liked the guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they liked they freaking swarmed him on the sideline. And like, you go back and you watch the clips from the locker room post game after the win. Like, dude, they were getting wild in there. And like,
I think part of that is because winning fixes a lot.
Winning does fix a lot.
I mean, Austin, let me break it to you, brother.
And
when I was on the Ezo Harding basketball team with Michael Mays at the helm, and we were losing every game, not everybody liked him. He didn't have the locker room, but by God, but we won a game, we celebrated.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
That's
a good point. That's a good point.
That's a fantastic point. If you win, you feel good. There's a lot of stuff you overlook and don't think about if you win.
Well, also, you know,
and by the way, we didn't win that game.
No, we did not. They lost. But
the
also,
Cardinals handed us that game.
Yeah. You heard Simmons and Cam Ward both saying, this is our worst week of practice yet. Like, how? How after a win, you're so excited, you're pumped after a game? How is this your worst?
Because it's all the operational stuff that I'm telling you. He was not there operationally. He was not there game plan-wise.
It's discipline. It's
adjustments.
Fight. We don't have any of that crap. There's a reason why Mike Vrabel's roster had 90-something players get injured, and we constantly had roster turnover, and we went in there in Buffalo and beat the Bills like a drum.
And the Rams, dude. The Rams, we beat the Rams by 40.
He just really needed to stay a coordinator, to be honest. I guarantee you, dude, the next place he gets his job at to go be the coordinator, that offense is going to be good.
The head coach is your culture as a football team, period. And that starts with Brinker and Borgonzi, but the head coach is the one that's constantly going to carry that out.
Not gonna lie, that's why I was kind of wishing to see a Denard Wilson interim. Personally,
no,
wouldn't have been mad, but he lacks the head coaching experience, and I think that's why they went with McCoy. But
No, I get that.
I think
The
doing
energy-wise, I agree, though. I see that.
I think if you were going to do you let Denard Wilson, remember, he's only a second-year defensive coordinator. So, like, he needs to figure out, I think, we'll get into it here in a second, but if you promote Denard Wilson to head coach and he does bad, which, the team's bad. So whoever the interim coach, it doesn't matter who it is, they're going to do bad.
Yeah, we're not getting better.
Yeah, we're not getting better. It doesn't matter who's coached. The team's just not good.
I don't think we're winning more than 3 games.
No.
If we're lucky.
3 or 4 games.
We'll win
get 3 if
one
we're
more.
lucky.
3 to 4 is max wins. But Mike McCoy can come in, be the guy that has experience, stabilize a little bit. Let Denard Wilson and Bones Fassel still focus on what they've been really good at, and defense and special teams. And then just, we'll get into it with the coaching potential changes here in a little bit. But, like, let them continue to grow as coaches and just keep them.
Try to
just
pull
keep
the
them.
locker room together, especially for the guys that are going to be there for the next year or 2 or 3. Pull that locker room together because, look, some guys are going to walk, some guys will get traded, whatever, but there's a core of that team that needs to stay together, especially the rookies, and you don't want to lose that right now.
Yep.
And so that's McCoy's job. At this point, I don't even care if he doesn't win a game for the rest of the season. If
I'm not
they fight
expecting
harder exactly. If they fight harder and progress a little bit in terms of confidence, that's all I need to see. And Cam Ward doesn't just completely dismiss. Look, Josh Allen had 10 touchdowns and 12 interceptions as a rookie. Okay, he's not going to have a great year, but if you can find something, find some confidence, find some solid ground, keep the locker room together, you have at least a very small foundation of what you can build on when you start looking for guys. And I guess we can start talking a little bit about this. It's just like, we're already seeing some names. I'm curious as to what y'all think, but like I'm seeing Mike McCarthy, I'm seeing crazy stuff like Gruden, which wouldn't really even make any sense right now.
Joe Brady,
stuff like Joe Brady,
Cliff Kingsbury,
like, inexperienced Cliff Kingsbury. So there's a lot of stuff. And
Arthur Smith.
Yeah,
no
I've seen
thanks.
that a couple times too.
No thanks.
And we saw how that worked out in Atlanta. It's just a wild time right now.
You know why it didn't work out in Atlanta? They ain't got the tight ends the Titans used to have. And you give Arthur Smith a gunner helm, and we're back, baby.
We're not back, dude. We don't got Derrick Henry.
No, it's because he didn't have the big blocking tight ends and Derrick Henry back there.
Yep.
They didn't have the Jonnu Smith. And
honestly, like
Blasingame.
Ridiculous.
There's a ton of different. They're probably not going to decide a coach until January. After the season's over.
Nothing's going to happen until the offseason, so it doesn't
they'll
matter.
probably wait till after the Super Bowl.
All these names for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Plus, we're the first domino to fall. I'm going to be surprised if Stefanski on the Browns gets fired, and that's another option.
And
the bowl from the Giants, although
he's about in as bad of a position as we are. Stefanski is.
No, I think Daboll's safe. I think Jackson Dart's safe.
Yeah, if they keep winning, definitely. If
Jackson Dart hasn't looked great. He's just making some plays with his legs, and they've won a couple games. He hasn't looked great with his arm. I don't care what you say. Go watch the film.
Yeah. Well, either way, there's a ton of good options.
Remember there was stir frying the Eagles.
Yeah, he was. They were killing the Eagles. He was. There's a ton of good options.
A lot of that game.
He was torching.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to watch.
I'll call the Eagles. I'll call the Eagles right now and say, "Hey, brother, what do y'all want for AJ?"
I'd love it. What I would do to get AJ back on this team would be crazy.
Okay, we're gonna end this on a more of a positive note here, and this is how I look. As funny as it is, as a joke,
we forgot to mention. Traylon Burks got released.
Yeah.
Yes.
As much of a joke,
he's gone officially.
And didn't get claimed off of waivers. As much of a joke as it is, it's not for me. Like AJ, here's the deal. AJ has a Super Bowl ring now. And we all know that AJ wants the football. Rightfully so. He's insanely good. And he wants the gold jacket. He's got a ring now. He wants the gold jacket. So I say, why not bring him back? Send him a little trade package. Make him a Titan again. We know he never wanted to leave. And have Cam Ward just throw that man the ball, and we can let Calvin walk.
Yeah, y'all want Calvin? We'll give you Calvin.
Calvin and a fifth.
We'll give you a Chig. Let's see, who else can we
fifth?
There?
I think we probably have to give him up more than that.
Well, because he wants to leave, dude. He wants to leave.
Calvin a third and like a sixth or something. I don't know.
AJ Brown, like what I do to have AJ Brown.
It's not gonna happen. Don't get me wrong.
But it's not. But like, I'm right there with you, Kel. Let Calvin walk at the end of the season. If Dan Moore doesn't get better, I don't know what we're going to do there. We just signed him to a $19 million a season contract. That's rough. But Calvin Ridley has got to go. Arden Key has got to go. And we've got some guys on this team that are supposed to be veterans that you just need to let go. They just need to go.
Kevin, I'll tell you who I'm watching the rest of the season. is J.C. Latham because that brother looked horrid.
Yeah, apparently
last
Jeff
week
went at him in practice the other day.
He looked horrid. And
yeah, he's got to figure
honestly,
it out too,
like,
man. Like, Jesus.
Even in Denver, he didn't look that great.
And
so
you can expect some rust, and he
Well,
was
yeah.
going against Max Crosby, but boy, he got his lunch ate like every single play. I mean, there was like one
I
decent.
mean, dude, you
snap
went to
there in
Alabama
the
as a
game.
right tackle, brother. Like,
Oh,
you should be able to.
gosh.
You saw some comp there,
I
man.
mean, Max
You gotta-
Crosby ate that man's lunch.
Mike Vrabel
I mean-
won us that game, and it kept us from getting someone like Joe Alt or Malik Neighbors, and it is sickening that he did that to us on his way out. I think J.C. Latham can still be good, but man, it hurts because both of those guys have Hall of Fame potential, and it
What
is
sucks
sickening.
is our interior offensive line. Zeiler's hit or miss now because of his age.
gone end of the season.
Skaronski,
Dude, he's
Like, that's the
gotta
thing.
go, gotta go.
Like, that's the
It's a
thing,
beast.
dude. We're in a point right now. Why not give Slater some action? Why not call up Xavier Restrepo? Like,
Let Lockett go,
Lockett.
dude. Oh my lord,
Yeah,
I can't
set
stand
Lockett
watching
down.
him, dude.
Send that boy packing. Restrepo, I promise you can do more than Tyler Lockett.
He can at
is
least
doing
catch
right
the
now.
ball. He can at least catch the
God
freaking
dang,
ball.
bro. Holy
Oh my
crap.
lord. Yeah, we got.
And I respect Tyler Lockett. He's had a great career, but he is not it anymore. He does not have it.
It's like Tyler Boyd, dude. Last year, we got him, and Titans fans were excited because they had a decent year the year before. But like, man, that age
He
gets
had
up to you
Joe Burrow
quick,
and two of the
dude.
best wide receivers in the league also, so that kind of helps.
Look at Calvin Ridley, man. The age catches up quicker than people think, man. 1 year can make a huge difference. Calvin Ridley looks like
Calvin
trash.
looks fine. The biggest thing is the drops. I mean, he had 135 yards, and then he messed his hamstring up. Then I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
he works harder than most people on our team.
he does.
He is. He's just closer to being done, and I hate that, but that's where we're at. Look, you got to get some youth in your wide receiver room that can. And look, I've been on this train since we signed him. I love Restrepo. I think he would help you. I mean, Cam obviously trust him. He's got rapport. He's gonna do as much, if not more, than Lockett. I mean,
He'll be where he's supposed to be. You know that.
exactly.
And he'll show
He
heart,
works
man.
hard, he'll block.
He will show heart,
exactly.
dude. Like, that's the biggest
That's
thing.
what you need, bro.
I'm so sick and tired of watching people like Arden Key and guys just exist on this roster. Like, if you don't
You
want
know
to
what
be here,
hurts the
leave, dude.
most?
No other team's gonna sign you anyway. Like, go.
Well, this is going to be my last point because we could just ramble on forever. But what hurts the most right now is Jeff knows how bad we are, and
Oh,
he
Cam does
still
too. Don't get
gives-
it twisted.
Everybody
Jeff
knows how
still
bad we
gives-
are.
Jeff still gives everything he has and screw it. Not even looks like. Jeff, in my opinion, is the best in an NFL defender right now. Currently, there's nobody better. There might be
And the
some
crazy
guys
thing
that
is,
are
he's
close,
doing this without T-Sweat.
but he's doing it without Sweat. Like, he's getting doubled pretty much every play, and he has 4.5 sacks, which is just as much as Aiden Hutchinson has 5. I think we're talking about a prime edge rusher.
And a D
And Jeff
tackle.
has 4.5 at double. Yeah, he's insane right now, and he still gives his all, and I respect him for that. And I don't think we'll trade him. I don't want to
I
trade him.
pray not.
We're definitely
Look,
not trading
you
him.
need somebody to build around. You can't just give your whole
No,
team.
you
I mean,
can't
brother,
give
if we get that notification that says we traded Jeffrey Simmons, that's how you know this season is
No,
done
if
for.
we trade him, you have to get the biggest haul. Like, I mean, you got to get
you
some
probably do 3
insane
firsts.
stuff.
I mean, we could definitely get at least a first.
I wouldn't say 3 first.
A first?
You need a
2.
You need a
Maybe
first.
I don't know about
You need
two.
a first this year and a second guaranteed.
Y'all, do you realize
first and
Aaron
a second.
Donald? Aaron Donald is one of the best defenders we have ever seen. Period. Jeff is playing like that right now. He's
Hear
worth
you.
more than a first rounder.
I don't think. Well, I know, but with his age and the injury
He's
history,
27.
but you know what I
And
mean,
he's a
though,
D,
man.
he's a
Like,
D tackle. Like, D tackles, you're not going to get like 3 first. If Micah Parsons didn't even get
Yeah.
that much.
you can definitely
I
get you a
disagree.
first rounder next year, second rounder next year, and then maybe like definitely a player trade.
Yeah.
And
something in there.
maybe like another couple late, maybe
I
a
know what
later
else I
round
wanted to
pick or
say,
two.
too. Anyway, that was my last
But
point. That just
we're
sums
not
up
trading
the
him, so it
team.
don't matter.
No, we're not. Boy, that scares me to say. And
Dude,
hope
oh
it
my
goes- like,
Lord.
if it happened, I don't even want to talk.
I
about
mean,
it.
I'm putting
But
if we trade Jeffrey Simmons, I'm just not watching the Titans
the only
anymore.
other thing that I wanted to ask is just what you guys expect realistically for Sunday. I mean, we host the Patriots and Mike Vrabel here at home. He's probably going to get a standing ovation, or at least some cheers. He ain't going to get.
I
booed, I'll
don't
tell you
think
that much.
I think I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to go one or two ways. Either he's going to come out and absolutely wax us, and it's not even going to be close, or we'll make it competitive because we'll have that interim head coach buff, and I hope it's a competitive. Like
Yeah, I mean-
I know we're not going to win, but at least make it competitive, make it fun to watch. You know, you got Vrabel's return, plus God knows how many other assistants that he hired with him that were here at the Titans as well. And I mean, it's going to be cool. You know, I hope they do like a tribute video or something like that, you know, for him and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, it'll probably be that freaking Mahomes run where Rashawn missed the tackle.
I don't know, man. The Patriots are good. Don't get me wrong, but they're not
Drake kind of looking like a star right now.
They're not looking like they're not a top 5 team in the NFL. You know what I mean?
No,
like they're not just some over powerhouse team that's just going to come in here and spank us.
Coached better than we are.
Oh yeah, duh.
The bad news Bears are coached better than we are.
I think this is a closer game than expected because of the coach buff. Like the interim coach buff always had it means more in this game. Players like Jeffrey Simmons and guys that were here during the Mike Vrabel tenure, the very few
Harold
that were here,
3 sacks.
The very few that were here during that tenure.
Lord, dude, we need JC Latham to freaking shut him down.
God, it's not looking like it, but
I mean, you might as well put JC at left guard and put Skoronski at right tackle if you want that to happen.
Yeah, I think we lose by 10 points.
Yeah. I'm not going to make a prediction because I really think my prediction is it's going to go one of 2 ways. We're going to get killed or we lose by like 3 points. I don't see us winning, but I very easily could see this game being like 34-7.
It's possible. I mean, you know, it's 1 or 2 reactions from the team. Callahan gets fired, team gives up. We just kind of cruise through the rest of the year, get the first overall pick, trade it. I don't know. Stick and pick, really do whatever.
That's for that one.
Or this team bounces back and just shows 1 or 2 games of really good effort, and then it's just over.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to get that into this episode, but we can later on down the road. But I mean, we do end up say we have a top 3 pick. What do you do with that? Obviously, I would hope we do a little trade back.
I know what you do with that pick. Do I need to say the line? Do I need to say the line?
No. You need to go get yourself a mask before we do that.
Do I need to say the line?
But do you pick him at 3 if you're at 3?
I was born in the darkness.
Dude, you draft that guy.
I was born in it.
You draft
molded by it.
If you are in the top 3 and Ruben Bain is there, because also, mind you, this guy's projected to go number 1.
The darkness is your ally.
This dude's projected to go number 1. So if he's there at 2 or 3 where you're drafting, you don't pass. I'm sorry, you don't pass. Look, we
I don't know. We need them picks, dog.
We need picks, and I'm okay with Ruben Bain or Jordan Tyson if we're staying in the top 5. If we don't plan on trading back, I think you need one of those 2 players because those are the 2 best players at positions of need for us. But if you're trading back, who knows what's going to happen.
Then again, like Barganti showed, I mean, his 4th round picks right there, Gunnar Helm, Io Manor, and DK, have all shown great stuff, you know, year 1. So like you can trust him with those late round picks.
I wish I could put out a freaking
play Gunnar Helm more poster and
no, it'd be
go
that.
To the Titans.
It'd be that, and it would be. I mean, I'm personally on the train of trade Chig if you can get some value because Gunner's just fine for me, and DMR is just fine as a backup. But then I'm also like, dude, please, dear God, call it Restrepo. We do not need Lockett. We don't. And Restrepo's getting paid nothing right now. So, you know, freaking Lockett over here just wasting money being a veteran. He's like Justin Turner on the Cubs. Doesn't do anything. So
3 things for this offense or for this team next season or this offseason. 1, find the coach. Find the offensive. Find the head coach. I don't care if it's Cliff Kingsbury, Mike McCarthy. Don't care what route it is. We can get into that later if we like down the line whenever it comes time. Find the head coach. I don't know. Find the head coach. Draft Ruben Bain and just stack as many.
Draft a receiver.
My bad. Refinance. Refinance was the second thing I was thinking of. Refinance. Our highest paid players on the team should not be the worst players on the roster. I'm sorry. Calvin Ridley got to go or take a pay cut. Arden Key got to go. Dan Moore got to take a pay cut or go. Snead's actually playing a lot better the last couple of weeks.
Ridley
but if
has to stay on this team, he needs to be a number 2. Meaning we need to find the guy that is number 1.
Yep. Take a pay cut or leave.
I mean, obviously AJ would be great, but like you got to draft number 1.
Take a pay cut or leave on a lot of players. Arden Key, Snead, Ridley, Dan Moore. Dude, honestly, at this point, if Cushenberry doesn't play a little bit better, which he did play pretty good against the Cardinals, if he doesn't get better, take a pay cut. We need guys to be able to be like, man, like you're not worth the money that we paid for you because you're just not playing good. So like we need you to like work with us here. Like if you want to stay on this roster. Straight.
And I'll make my last point here, and then y'all can do whatever you need to and finish up. But my whole thing is to the Titans fans, because obviously we're Titans fans. We're doing this for Titans fans and obviously for our enjoyment, which seems ironic at this moment. But
there's nothing to smile about.
Do not expect anything from this season other than potentially a little bit more drama, just in terms of head coaching, all that. What I can say you should do to at least have some positive times on your Sunday afternoon when you're trying, if you're watching this team, it might be more positive to not turn the TV on, but if you are crazy like us and you watch the games, watch the rookies. See some of that progression. See some of that rookie core that we could be good. Now, hopefully we don't just completely ruin Cam because, unfortunately, as a rookie QB, you need a lot of help. But watch the rookies and, they make some plays that you're kind of like, hey, that could really help us in the future. And so that's kind of where my head is at. And I just want to see the team come together and fight. And then obviously appreciate Big Jeff for what this is because he's one of the best players in the NFL right now. So that's where I'm at. It's always tighten up, but boy, is it looking down right now.
Yeah, I mean, I give you some advice on Sundays. If you can, do what I do. It's the meta right now. One TV, Titans game, but only watch whenever we're on defense. Other TV.
We're on defense. That's wild to say.
Oh, whenever we're on defense, and then whenever DK's filling the punt. And then other TV, NFL Red Zone. That's the meta right now. If you're a Titans fan, because my God, it's bad. But we're trash. Got to be trash, and we'll be here in a couple months talking about what we're gonna do with the 3rd or 4th overall pick. So,
I mean, my big thing is, Drew's got his meta for Sundays. My meta for Sundays is to pray your team does good enough on Saturday to where you're satisfied.
Well, I don't have that.
Yeah. So. Unfortunately, Drew doesn't have that. But me and Kel semi. I guess Notre Dame's turning it around a little bit. But
semi, boy,
yeah,
line y'all's 11 up against ours.
Hey, we winning at this point. But
we're on the fire Bill Napier train now.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Florida's going through
it. The best team in the country.
Yeah, somehow.
Until we come out and lay it on Tennessee.
So there's a chance, man. The swamp's crazy. But here's the thing.
Napier turns into Saban when he's on the hot seat, but
it's crazy. He wins just enough to hold his job and then falls apart the rest of the year.
Dude, he literally looked like Callahan, bro. We played Texas. He comes out, calls a great game. DJ Lagway looks like he's back. We win. Next week, he forgets how to call an offense. So we look like we suck again.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Texas beat Oklahoma, so can you really say that? It's crazy.
College ball is a wild place.
It's crazy. It's nuts right now. Oregon lost too, but anyway. Look, you hope your team does good enough on Saturday to where you don't have to watch Sunday. And you sit there and on Saturday, after your team plays, you watch Ruben Bain, future Tennessee Titan, destroy whatever offensive line he is playing that week because it is amazing to watch. I'm glad Tennessee does not play him because I would hate to see what he would do to our offensive line after watching what he did to Notre Dame's offensive line and watching what he did to Florida's O-line, which isn't saying as much. But, the dude is just running through people. So, I I hope he's a Tennessee Titan, but we better be picking number 1 or 2 if we want him. So,
yeah, as always, like, subscribe, comment. We know it's a rough go right now, and we're not putting out videos a lot. Look, listen, it's just a hard time. So we're doing what we can. We're trying to suffer through these games, and hopefully we find some way to get on a positive side and move forward after this season. If you have anything you want us to talk about, if the Titans being horrendous franchise is boring you, then let us know. We get it. We'll talk about anything. We'll talk about college. We'll talk about whatever, and just have a good time doing it. So appreciate anybody that's out there listening, watching. Looking forward to hearing from you. And we do have a few that we know are always listening, so appreciate that. But it's always going to be tighten up, even though it hurts.
Yep.